Hello, my name is Adolfo, and this is Life of Adolfo. Today, I want to talk about my process of to becoming a CCA. And this process is on the emails and when I applied, what I had to do, how many emails. It was a total of 8 emails slash phone calls, and also I believe 8 or 7 in a X amount of days on how long it took me. So I'm gonna go through all that, and remember, this is me because it depends on the location, on what postal job you're applying for. But if you're applying for CCA, it also depends on the demand on your area for the position as a CCA. With that being said, I'm gonna give you the days that it took me from one email to the email that I'm going to be talking about, and what email is that one. So, day one, email one, I decided to apply for CCA. When I did that, I believe I went through their website, and as soon as I did it, they sent me a acknowledgement of application. The same day, email two, day one, they sent me a e-career workflow. On that one, they gave me something called a 474 virtual entry assessment slash MC, and I had 3 days to complete it. The access for it, I believe it said on the email, is a laptop or desktop. I'm not sure if they allowed a smartphone or a tablet, but I did do mine on a desktop. You have 45 minutes, or they say it's going to take you about 45 minutes to complete it. So make sure you have a window in your time that allows you to finish it. Give yourself like at least an hour so you could do it. I know it says 45 minutes. On my YouTubes, on the episodes for USPS, I believe I did it on episode 4 on how the virtual entry assessment is. It's not a test, but the first 10 questions are like, we'll say that one question, they say, if a customer is not satisfied or is missing a parcel and they want to talk to your postmaster, and they give you 4 answers. You pick the one that you believe is the most common sense on what to do, and on the right side you put the one that is the least common that you recommend or that you will do. On the other 20 questions is more about personality, on the type of workflow you like, on the stress and so on. And that's the other about 20 questions. I'm just giving you a rough estimate on the questions. So that's email 2. Email 3, day 3, someone email me. Like I said, it all depends on your location, on the demand. So they send me an email with a letter of a position. And I believe on this email, I'm not sure which email, but I believe it's on this one, where they asked for me to get my fingerprints. I had to go to the plant in my location. A plant is basically, if there's multiple post office, there's like a main post office. And I had to go over there and do my fingerprints. I did quit 4 years ago on the post office. And back in the day, you had to go to the central points of the state, on whatever state you're in, for the fingerprint. This time they told me to go to the plant, and they have their own fingerprint area where I got my fingerprints. They also asked for a questionnaire, a couple questions that later on, if you do them right there in orientation, they'll give you that paper back, and you just got to fill up the rest of the area that you didn't fill that day. But I know I'm jumping right now, but this is email 3, day 3. And like I said, the fingerprints, I'm not sure if it's in that time frame. Now, day 8, email 4, I got a motor vehicle record search from GIS, General Information Service Inc. And this one, you have 3 days to respond. And what do you need? You need your social security number, date of birth, and driver licenses. And what the reason I say driver licenses is because they want them from the past 5 years. So if you move from one location to another and you had two driver licenses, you have to put both of them. If you don't have your old one, they're gonna tell you where to go on the DMVs or wherever their titles are at, where you could find your old driver license number if you have two different ones within the past 5 years. Email 5, day 9, day 8, I got an offer of a position as a CCA in a city. The same day, I got an email to accept or decline the job offer from that city. And once again, I had 3 calendar days of the receiver email to accept or decline. Upon accepting, there will be a 30-minute online process. In this process, they're going to ask you for contact information. I forgot what they're called. Basically, 3 people from, I forgot what it's called. Basically, 3 contact informations that they will call to verify if you're a good worker or whatever the case might be. I'm not sure if they call them or not, but I did submit the 3 names, emergency contact numbers, race, ethnicity, disability, tax information, and a medical questionnaire. And I believe that one is the same email I got the following day, but since I did not answer that day, they keep on sending them. Now, after I was done with the background investigation, which, like I said, I'm not sure if it was the same one. So we'll say that it was 2 emails, but yes, in case it was one, because I believe both of them say questionnaire. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 emails, and probably a 7th, which I believe it was the same one. And on day, I gotta do my math right now. On day 24th, I received a call that my background check was complete. And I have a shadow day in 10 days. And 2-day training in the 12th day. And to expect a phone call the week of the shadow day on what station you will report to. This is the time that since they gave me 10 days, and a lady on the email that it says that they offer the position as a CCA, I believe that was email 5, she said, do not quit your job. Because as soon as they say you were offered, people are going to try to quit their job and wait. So I waited until this final email, which they told me I have on day 10, I have to go report for shadow day. If you have a job, this is where I submitted my 2 weeks notice, but in reality, it was a 10-day notice. Now, as I mentioned, all the process, and I told you it was about 7 or 8 emails in 24 days. So in day 34, that's where I started my shadow day. Now, remember that I said on email 3 that someone in a location sent me a letter of position? Well, that person called me as well. When they called me, they left a voicemail and they gave me a phone number. Make sure if they call you, you could call back at that number, because sometimes on these numbers, when you call back, it's no longer available. So make sure that they give you a phone number that you could call them back. And the reason for that is because if you're wondering if you need a certain step or what's going on with your process, this is the person that I called on the status of my application or emails. That same person told me to check my spams. So make sure you follow all these processes. But like I said, this is my process. For you, it might take longer. That's why I'm giving you the time frame or the emails that I got. Check your spams and so on. By day 34, like I mentioned, I did start my shadow day and I started working as a CCA. Hopefully you guys like this video and hopefully it gave you information. But once again, make sure don't focus on the time frame because the demand on your area might be more for more days or less days on you. Thank you, and thank you for watching, and good luck.